Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back. Run it up, then run it back.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you guys. Welcome to Run It Back. We love this show. Lou, Will, Chandler P, Boogie Cousins. My name's Michelle.
Yesterday. You in a better mood today?
It's funny how girls are just moody, you know? We wake up in different moods.
You are something. You're a completely different person today.
I know. We had a great situation last night in the world of sports. Let's talk it. Game 3, the God. What an absolute poop show this entire day in New York was yesterday, but Spurs did not seem fazed by it at all with the win, 115-111. Wemby, 32, 8 and 3. Right. Steph Castle, I love you. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Jalen Brunson with 32. He was 11 of 25 with 5 turnovers. OG had a great game. I want to make sure we get that in there, 28 points. But Wemby and the Spurs go into a very hostile territory. They win this game. Another one that comes down to the wire. Let me talk to you, Chandler. I'll start with you. The idea that you got Castle, Fox, and Harper at the end of this game. I know everyone's making adjustments. What did you make of how this one ended?
I love the idea that such a young coach and Mitch Johnson just had the goal and like to do that, to make the switch to, after failing, giving up fourth quarter leads in game 1 and game 2, he went with what works the first 3 quarters. And I think that was brilliant. Harper obviously struggled a little bit last night from the field. He missed some wide open shots that he usually makes. He even said himself he's never going to shoot that bad again. But I like having that lineup on the floor. They're smaller, they're versatile. When you have a 7'6" guy to cover the paint, you don't really need a natural power forward or a wing or small forward. When you have a guy like Castle that plays a lot bigger than his size, and Wemby, you can afford to play Fox and Harper at the same time, and it paid off because Fox, again, he struggled all game too, but he hit the huge pull-up.
$58 million shot.
Huge pull-up at the end of the game, which basically clinched this game. Castle was fantastic all night long. And obviously Wemby, I love the way Wemby set the tone, but I love that Mitch Johnson took the chance and made an adjustment on the fly in game 3 of the NBA Finals. Showed me a lot about him.
Yeah, no matter what the position is, I got to put 5 guys out on the floor that's going to give me the best chance to win the game. And what Chandler just said, Harper didn't shoot it great from the field, but he rebounded better than the other guards. In a game where the possessions matter so much, you got to keep a 6'5" rebounding guard in there. He almost had a double-double with 9 rebounds and what he was able to do on the field. So you got to give him a chance. And he's also learned from mistakes from the past games. This young guy is ready for the moment. He's ready to be out there when it matters most, and you got to give yourself an opportunity. He didn't shoot it well from the field, but at least he was aggressive. That's what I liked about the adjustment. And then also Fox, having that veteran leadership in there, even though this is only his second time being in the playoffs, he's always steady. He's always going to give you an opportunity to win a basketball game if you put the ball in his hands. And he was able to do that. He made a big shot last night, and that's why you take a chance and having these 3 guys on the floor together.
I agree. It was the aggressiveness. It was the fact that all 3 guys are a threat anytime the ball is in their hands. And Lou made a really good point as far as we have to realize when it comes to Fox and his struggles, this is only his 2nd playoff appearance. And obviously he is that veteran guy that was brought in to kind of keep the ship afloat when the waters got a little rough. He did exactly that last night. The numbers aren't, jumping off the page, but he does his job as that veteran. And that's something that doesn't show up on the stat line. But, I think all 3 guys were clicking, especially when it came to the aggressiveness, and I think that's what changed the game. It was a different look for the Knicks to have to defend.
You want me to read the thread out loud? Do you want me to pull out my phone? That is not.
Excuse me, sir.
No, excuse me. Is Boogie here? Who are you?
Boogie had a change of heart.
But no, you can't have a change of heart like that.
I can definitely have a change of heart.
He's lying to the world.
He is not telling you.
He's lying right to all your faces.
I was going to let you cook.
And also, men are sometimes moody. So.
No, you did not.
But nah, I mean, the group was clicking. I think, that 3-headed monster that Mitch decided to go with, I think it made sense in the moment. So I did like the look. I like the adjustments. And, the results went in their favor.
You know what we were talking about yesterday is Bridges worth the 5 picks.
Yeah.
It's like if the Knicks win, of course he is. Who cares? Like, it proved to be right. It's the same thing with Fox and that salary. That salary seems real bad right now.
It's huge.
Also, because they have Dylan Harper that's on a rookie deal for the next 2 or 3 years, and he's kind of on his ass, and he's going to take his playing time, and he's going to take a starting position. But if they're in the NBA Finals, so and if they happen to win this championship, does it really matter that they're paying this dude 50? Obviously, they'd like to make some adjustments, but it's the same thing with Bridges. These are the 2 best teams left in the NBA. with that trade and with that contract. So clearly it's not that big of a deal if they can produce and get some production and big shots like they did last night.
So can I ask you guys this? Like, you know, you're in the locker room. How much of keeping Fox in games when he's struggling are you beholden to the idea that we're paying him this much money, we don't feel right keeping him on the bench? Is there a loyalty or a trust in his veteran presence? Like, what is it?
It depends on what kind of locker room you in.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, if you're in a toxic locker room and he's not producing, you might have guys looking around like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta be getting paid next. If that's what you give it, if you're in those type of locker rooms. But if you understand that you pay a guy what he qualifies for. De'Aaron Fox qualifies for that type of money, and he's that caliber player. Now, struggles aside, he's no different than anybody else. Guys are allowed to struggle. Now, every time they do struggle, the reality is we're gonna put your contract and your money as a kind of one of those things that
It's a forefront.
yeah, we're gonna put that to the forefront. But again, when you talk about 8 assists, I take that. 2 turnovers, I would take that. 4 for 14, 0 from 5 from 3. I think those can be better. But again, when you needed a bucket, he gave it to you. When the Knicks were making a run, out of the 4 shots that he made big plays. He made layups. So you want to see him more efficient, especially he's going to play 37 minutes a game. You want to see him put more on the table. But with the way this team is built, it's not really about money. It's about putting something in the pot and being a positive impact.
By the way, we're talking about a guy that averaged 19, 6, and 4 in 72 games this year. It's not like he had an awful season.
Yeah.
And remember, there was questions, what are they going to do with all the depth at guard and how are they going to fit in Fox? He fit in beautifully for during the most of the season. He was their closer at times, end of game in the fourth quarter. So yes, he struggled. Yes, his ankle I don't think is 100%. That's part of it. Everyone goes through that. And naturally, you do get higher expectations when you make that kind of money. There's a level of expectations. That is the nature of the beast in the game and free agency. And like Lou said, you get paid for what you did, not with hopes of what you're going to do and continue to improve. He got paid because of his body of work and his entire career thus far to this point. Now he's on a much better team. I guarantee you, he's never
a bigger stage.
He's never been in the playoffs really. The finals of the NBA finals. Like he's playing on a much more balanced team, not the Sacramento Kings where he can just have the ball and go eat and lose the game by 20. Like it's a whole different world that he's in right now. So you have to take it with a grain of salt when you look at his salary
but
and
4
his numbers.
14, that's
rough
that's
game, and he's been struggling.
Line.
I'm just saying, like, don't look at his look at like his body of work and his career and his season he's had.
But I don't even think we're having this conversation if Dylan Harper isn't having the impact that he's having.
That's true.
I think that's a big part of why we're even having this conversation. Other than that, I think it'd be water under the bridge.
And he's the future, so it's like, damn, why are we paying this dude this much money when we got a player just as good that could possibly will be better as early as next year? That's where the conversation comes in.
So is it making excuses to say, this could be a veteran that's still learning at the same time, still figuring the game out, figuring out the playoffs? Like we said, this is a guy that's only had 1 playoff run before this one.
He helped him win a game last night.
That was a big shot.
I'm not kidding. That shot was worth $50 million.
Yeah, like
I thought it was Brunson time, and they were going to do it again. They're going to blow the lead in the fourth quarter until he hit that shot.
Yeah, I think it's starting to be kind of part of the narrative now. Again, they won the game, and we're still talking about what has he been able to do for this team. We had a conversation when they lose. We have a conversation about when they win. At this point, I think Mitch Johnson is going to play the young guys. He's going to play the old guys. He's going to play 5 guys that gives him a chance to get back into this series. And last night at the end of the game, he was able to have both of those guys, including Castle, out on the floor, and it worked.
$54 million next year, 57, 28, and 62 in the last year. So that's where the conversations are only going to get louder.
Yeah,
but they're winning. They're in the finals.
They're in the finals.
Who cares? Like this is what you pay guys to win championships.
This is a good problem to have.
You pay guys to win championships. Maybe he's one of the worst contracts on that team, but they're still in a position to win a championship with that salary. It's impressive.
I know, but we have to dissect the game. We have to figure out what's going on, who's doing what. That's part of the process.
That don't mean we love it.
Well, I didn't say we loved it.
I would like to see him play a little faster. I think that's one of his strengths when it comes to breaking down his game. And I see a lot of the times, in random play where he's kind of walking the ball up or tiptoeing up the court. I think, him pushing the ball in those moments, getting to the cup, I think I think we'll see better performances and a better stat line at the end of the game. So I would like to see him play to his strengths a little more.
And he got to have the ball in his hands. Like, we're used to seeing De'Aaron Fox being a ball-dominant guard, bringing it up, creating in transition, playing faster, like Boogie just said. But you're dealing with a different dynamic of a team. You got a 7'5" guy that's getting a rebound. He's pushing the ball up the floor. If Dylan Harper gets the ball, he's going to push it up the floor. They trust Castle in the open floor with the ball. Nobody's waiting around outletting the ball to just De'Aaron Fox. So that's putting him in a position where he's playing kind of like a 2 or he's playing like a 3 because he's off ball so much. So it can be a period of adjustment for him as well, just as anybody else. And that's kind of where you're seeing the numbers get a little wacky.
Man, but I agree as far as that part where it's obviously other guys touching the ball, but when I see Harper, when I see Castle, and they play in the open floor, they're playing with a lot of speed. They're pushing the rock. So I'm expecting the same thing from De'Aaron Fox, and on top of that,
and that's what he does. That's what he's best at.
And that's what he's best at. But on top of that, on top of that, as far as if you do have 2 other guys on the floor that's able to create that type of gravity, it's open shots for everybody. We've also seen him catch on the outside, pump fake nobody, and drive nowhere.
And that's where that's where the adjustment come in. That's why that 0 for 5 from 3, they got to turn into a 3 for 5 or 2 for 5 or like somewhere where you are impactful. Because if them guys going to continue to get downhill, you got to be a threat if they're going to kick the ball out to you. So I'm with you on that.
Let's talk about the Spurs themselves. Like, these have been close games. They've been fun games. We know how Game 2 ended. It was a bit of a mess, actually, for the San Antonio side of things. I don't want to say analytically, but it does feel I'm not going to, because I don't want to make excuses, and I'm a realist.
We like that analytically more than we thought we did.
It comes in
By the way,
handy.
they could be up 3-0 if you really think
So
about it.
that's what I'm going to say. Like, I don't want to say it because I'm obviously a homer, and I don't really believe that because they're not up 3-0, right? But when you watch them play, I mean, they could be up 3-0.
Castle said post-game, which I took right to heart, he said, we haven't played good, and when we watched the film, we realized that we are okay being down 0-2 right now. Because think about it, they were up 13, they smoked the lead. Cat had that crazy burst where he was just all over the glass and kind of willed the Knicks back. And that was more of they let one go, but the Knicks really played well down the stretch. Outside of one inadvertent turnover and mishap and a foul in Game 2, again, this whole series shifts. And it sounds crazy and silly to say they could be up 3-0, but they really are in the worst shape ever being down 2-1 because they have been every single game. It's been self-inflicted wounds on losing the game in the fourth quarter down the stretch. The Knicks have, hit big shots, and OG was phenomenal again last night. We'll get to the Knicks, but it feels like they just did everything different that got them the lead, which is the confusing part about the Knicks. But the Spurs are. I have the utmost confidence right now if I'm the Spurs going into Game 4, knowing that I've been in every single ball game and we blew it. They didn't win, we lost. Is how I'm thinking about if I'm the Spurs.
I'm disagreeing. 3 straight games, they've blown double-digit leads.
But they're up 13 and then one turnover would tie game. Like I feel good about. I feel like I'm a
closing out the game. You're part of the game.
So you're up 13 and you get it back down to a 1-possession game again, and you feel like you're the better team. I don't understand the logic. You got to break that down.
If I'm on the Spurs, first of all, my body of work, my season, I've had talent, depth, everything across the board. I think the Spurs are a better
Let's start
team.
at the finals. Let's start at the finals.
All
that's out the window.
I am just saying I have played well enough in the first 2 games that we lost to have won the game, especially that Game 1. If they took their foot off the gas, and again, we talk about the inexperience, all this stuff that maybe have caused that. Game 2, again, that's just a bad turnover by Wemby and a bad foul. Without that, and again, Sean Elliott said one play doesn't determine the outcome of the game, but that was a big play.
But I'm just, I'm with you.
I'm just saying, if I'm the Spurs, I still feel, yes, I'm down 2-1, but I still feel like we are the better team in the series.
You don't feel like the Knicks are just way better. We just messed up.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you off the hook because yesterday you felt like that because you said analytically you feel like they've been.
It should be. Yes.
I don't. We still haven't seen a great game from Jalen Brunson. Mikal Bridges, he had one great game. He hasn't been who he's. OG has been great.
OG was great. Cat was great.
Cat has been great. The Knicks bench has been out playing their second group this entire time. So some of those things I'm not really rolling with. I think you can make a case for both of these teams. I think it's a heavyweight fight, and the Spurs got involved a little late. Last night I looked at a New York Knicks team that seemed like they were out of sorts. It seemed like with everything going on, not just with homeboys showing up to the game. I think the environment.
That was nice.
I think the environment as a total just kind of had them out of sorts. 3 unforced turnovers to start the game in your home building, and now you're playing uphill again. You're trying to fight back into a game. Every time Wemby goes out of the game at the end of the first quarter, at the top of the second, that's when the New York Knicks make their run every single game. And so I think if they make shots in that stretch right there where Alvarado had some open looks, Jordan Clarkson was able to come in and give them some energy. That should tell you everything you need to know. Deuce McBride was getting those minutes. He knew that he needed a scoring punch. I'm going to throw Jordan in there. He goes out and gets you 10 points. And so the Knicks, both of these teams are making their adjustments, but I can't say if I look back and the Spurs are playing way better than the New York Knicks, where the series should be different than what it is. I think
both of them haven't played the best basketball yet.
Agree.
Agree with that?
That's
I think
scary.
We can agree on that.
I can fully understand that. I don't think they've played close to their best basketball.
If you're asking me which one of these teams is going to have a breakout game before the other, I still feel like it's the Knicks.
Understandable.
That's just me being
I understand
honest.
where you both are coming from, but if I'm the Spurs, I still have, my confidence is very high still. I still believe in the group. I still think we have a chance.
100%.
Just based off how the games are going, obviously, we know we've given ourselves a chance to win these games. It's a simple mistake here. It's a simple 2 mistakes there. So, going back on film, looking at it, obviously you still are very confident in yourself moving forward. But to say, they have the momentum, I can't quite say that yet because, the Knicks can also go look at film and say the same exact thing and say, we should be up 3-0. You know what I mean? So I do think that the Knicks switched up their style of play last night, which kind of led to the results that they got as far as taking the L. And that could have also given this group confidence moving forward, which isn't, a positive for the Knicks, but a positive for the Spurs. So I can't say the momentum is shifted, but if the Knicks continue to play this different style of basketball, it could go in the Spurs' favor.
I don't think it's shifted, but I do think if the Spurs go and get Game 4 again, that's when the momentum
we
shifts.
have a series.
Basically, they're just doing what the Knicks did, though. They both just stole home court.
But the game to me is this. First game, San Antonio, 16 turnovers. Second game, 13 turnovers. Game 3, they got it under double digits, 8 turnovers. These possessions matter.
Absolutely.
You got a guy like Josh Hart. He always going to go get second opportunities for the Knicks. You got a guy like Bridges who's going to make big shots. You got a guy like OG who's going to go get extra opportunities. Alvarado going to go get extra opportunities. They eliminated all of those things last night, and they were able to take care of the basketball. So when you talk about that big turnover from Wemby, you don't have that problem last night. Now guys know when he get the rebound, nobody waited for the ball. They just struck out. We're going to take that. We're going to take that whole guess out of the game. So you won't outlet it up to us. We're going to run these. We're going to run the lanes. You keep the ball, big fella. We'll come get it at half. So I think that's where the game is. And like you said, it took De'Aaron Fox to make a big shot for them to get over that hump last night. But the 8 turnovers is what kept them in. That is what made sure they got this game.
I did get the feeling when Brunson hit the 3, then OG hit the 3, I was like, oh no.
Didn't love it.
Here we go again.
Everything clinched up a little bit. That was a little, don't love this little stretch right here. It's just a little bit weird. By the way, Wemby and Castle, first duo to each score 20 or more points in a finals game. That's the youngest duo to do it in league history, which, God, I love that. There's no real question here. Just how great is that?
Like that?
No, but
you just love that your team is good and young?
I mean, it's kind of awesome. But as far as duos, young duos in this league, I don't know who I'm putting ahead of them at this point.
No, they're in the NBA Finals. And again, you can throw in Dylan Harper and talk about a big 3 of young guys that are elite, and the future is bright, the present is bright. This team, they do it all. You rarely see a team so young buy into the philosophies of team basketball and defense and extra pass and little plays, charges, dive on the floor. And these guys, they do it. They're selfless. They don't care whose number is called. If I got a good shot, if Vassell has a better shot, I'm kicking the ball to him. They play the right way. I love the way Wemby started off this game aggressive. We always talk about that. He sets the tone. He did that last night, dunking everything, being aggressive, being vocal. That's the type of leadership that I want to see out of Wemby in Game 4, because they're going to need that to kind of tie this series up. But yeah, this duo is, who's a better one?
Young
Young duo?
duo?
I
Can't think of one.
I can't think of one. I don't think there is one. That's just, we're going to go ahead and leave that one. That is now fact. There is not one. Jalen Brunson. Let's talk about the Knicks side of things. Okay, 32 points on 25 shots. He's shooting for this series so far 37% from the field and just under 32% from 3. He's had as many turnovers as assists. These are crazy words for me to say out loud about Jalen Brunson, Boogie, after all has been seen that he's done so far. So his play this series, what do you give it?
First 2 games, I would say is whatever. Last night I didn't like it. I felt like they kind of switched up their style of play as far as, allowing the offense to kind of flow through Cat. It seemed like Brunson was more so, worried about the headline, worried about being, maybe the Finals MVP. That's what I saw in the moment. It didn't seem like it was the right form of basketball last night, and I felt it was a lot of forced offense. When you think about Cat and how many shot attempts he had, he only had Brunson 15. Had 25 attempts. The next highest was 13. Cat only had 10. He didn't get his first shot until almost 3 minutes left in the first quarter. I think that's unacceptable, especially with the way he's played the first 2 games. And your results are 2 wins, and then you kind of go away from what helped you win. So, and obviously the playoffs is always about adjustments and looking for a different look, but I thought they found their answers early, and they just kind of went away from it.
Yeah, the team that's up 2-0 usually doesn't have to make the adjustment.
And
they went away from what they had so much success for in Game 1 and 2, and that is playing through Karl-Anthony Towns. That is playing through him in the elbow, 2-man game, high splits, letting him get the ball in the perimeter and attack Wemby. And now they made an adjustment. They took Wemby off Cat, which I thought was smart, let him kind of play free safety out there in Rome. But then again, Cat really has a bat. Then he has Champagny on him. Then he has a smaller cast on him. Then they should really expose that mismatch and even play through Cat more, which is why they were up 2-0 in the original first 2 games. So I don't understand why they went away from that. A couple numbers on Jalen Brunson. He's 30 for 81 from the field, and he's averaging 27 shots per game. Like that. He's inefficient. He's taking tough twos. He's getting into it with the refs. He's creating all this contact, trying to get the whistle too much in the series, and they're letting him play. It's a lot more physical than the regular season or even the previous series in the playoffs. So I think Jalen Brunson's phenomenal. I think he's their closer. I think he just needs to pick and choose his spots more, and they got to play through Cat more. Like, we think about the last 2 games, we've been praising Cat, his aggressiveness, his playmaking, his IQ, how easy he's going by Wemby, who's this phenomenal defender, and then they go away from that. Game 3.
But I don't explain it to me like I'm dumb. Like, I don't get how Cat doesn't have a shot until there's like less than 4 minutes left in the game. How do we get here?
He's a big. When it comes to being a big, you obviously receive the ball more than you're dishing it out. So he's more of a player he has to depend on the guys around him to get the ball. So when you sit here and you look at a guy only taking 10 shot attempts or not getting his first attempt until the first quarter is almost over, you have to look at the guys around him. I think it's their job to help him receive the ball. So that's
but how do they not get it to him, like, after all said and done?
I'm going to give your team some credit. I think they put in a pretty good game plan and a scout for Cat to take away some of the things that's made the game easy for him. Those transition threes that we usually see him, his pickup points were a little higher last night, so he didn't get those opportunities. Even when he's catching the ball at the top of the key and he likes to put it on the ground, he saw boxes and elbows. That's why you saw Josh Hart getting so many open threes, because they said, we're willing to die by allowing somebody else to shoot the ball, so we're going to show Cat a crowd. So in those spaces, you make those looks hard for him, and then he's kicking it and getting it back at a short shot clock, and he's just not as great there. So a lot of those early attempts that we've been seeing him get in San Antonio, they made a concerted effort last night to take him away from him, and it worked for him.
Every good defensive scheme, every good defensive team, they take away something that's elite, and they're okay with something beating you.
Sure.
And that was Josh Hart last night, and that was OG. So like Lou just said, the Spurs adjustment was maybe to crowd Cat more, show him boxes and elbows, shrink the floor on him, so even if he does get by Wemby, there's help, and then he has to make the extra pass, swing, and we'll live with Josh Hart going 4 for 7 from the three-point line. They made that decision early, last night, to let Josh Hart beat me, let OG beat me, because Cat already proved the first 2 games that he can beat us.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy that played 38 minutes, and we've mentioned before, the Knicks usually go on their runs when Wemby is out of the game.
Sure.
You can't tell me within 38 minutes of the game, we're talking about a playoff series that's all about mismatches. You can't tell me within 38 minutes there wasn't an opportunity where we could have drew up a play, drew up a mismatch, or something to where Cat
That ain't a Cat problem.
But that's why I said earlier.
That ain't a Cat problem.
No, yeah, I'm not blaming Cat.
And because they were able to get that lead last night in the Spurs and sustain it, they were able to play their regular they were able to play their regular rotations. So when Wemby went out, Cat went out, and that's when you get the Mitchell Robinson minutes. I think they should have adjusted there, allow him to stay on the floor right there and be able to eat from there. But they did. They went with Mitchell Robinson, somebody that gives them second chance opportunities and rebounds at a high clip, and that was it. But early in this game, if Cat was going to plant his flag, they took away a lot of those early opportunities. And I felt like from there, he kind of floated in the game, like he kind of gets lost. Like there has to be an effort to get him the ball early and often in these games if he's going to be a big, impactful player like he has been so far.
Keldon Johnson gave them good minutes, too, coming in 16 minutes of just being straight physical, denying, face guarding, like he was fronting the post of Cat. Like he did a great job mixing it up on Cat last night.
I'm sure he did, but that's still...
That's a mismatch, though, and the Knicks find out...
That's what I'm saying. That's still no excuse. There's no way in the world you can convince
Keldon Johnson's on you. Aren't you calling for the ball, though? Or
we
like,
throwing it over the top. We're doing
something.
There's no way you convince me that Keldon Johnson fronting Cat prevents you from finding a way to get him the ball. I won't be convinced.
If you're Cat, because you know what's funny, was it game 1 or 2, they had him mic'd in the huddle and he was giving a big old fun speech. I'm wondering, like in these huddles, in a game like last night, Boogie, are you yelling? Are you telling everyone, get me the ball? Or do you start to fade off as the game goes on because it's not happening?
I mean, this is the finals. I mean, it's no time for hurt feelings or emotions, so I'm absolutely saying something as far as, you know, I have a mismatch on the floor here and there. Like, let's take an extra second of giving me a look. So,
are you doing it nice like that, or how do you think you?
Probably
I think he's
You
barking.
guys, if you could.
I think the big fella's barking.
Probably not.
I like
Boogie Cousins is, you better get Boogie Cousins ball if you even
Fair.
want to be in the
Those
arena.
are two different
It's two different dynamics. Like, yes, he can tell them to get the ball. Yes, he can tell Mike Brown to draw him something up. But 9 times out of 10, he's probably going to draw something up for his 1A guy. You know what I'm saying? And so half of it, again, we've had this conversation before, half of it is coaching, half of it is Mike Brown making the effort to make sure, let me get big fella a touch, whether I'm going to draw him a pin down where he can come out and get a 3-ball off if he's not going to do a traditional post-up or something like that. And some of it is just Cat going, hey, I'm going to kick this ball ahead, and I'm going to follow my pass, I'm going to screen, I'm going to roll, and I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to get to the free throw line. I'm going to create some type of opportunity for me to open up this game where I can be effective.
So let me ask you, as a big that is playing second fiddle to a ball-dominant guard, this morning, are you going into Mike Brown's office and be like,
no, we're handling that in film.
What are we doing?
I think that's a film situation, but like I said, like if Cat is able to play in the middle of the floor and he's generating the offense, there's no way we can't get some type of a dribble handoff to a clear side to allow Cat to go to work. Create that switch. Like I said, it's no way you can convince me that it's no way we can get Cat
I hear where you're coming from because I know your. I hear where you're coming from because I know your mentality. However, I'm not drawing up plays to go directly at Wemby.
We're creating a switch. Because if it's a dribble handoff, it's an automatic switch.
or what about when Keldon Johnson's guarding him or
That's what I'm saying.
See,
it's some type of clear side action at minimum that we can get from this.
Them the ones that he walked right to the sweet spot, free throw line extended, or to the post, and he just walked down and just gives me the ball and let me create.
Exactly.
But that has to come from him.
It's like
but we all on the same page. 10 attempts. That's what got you in a 2-1 position opposed to a 3-0. He got to be able to get his attempts up for them to even have a shot.
It's very Cat though, right? Like he sort of fades away sometimes.
It's like the Spurs are
crazy.
creating the mismatch for the Knicks, and the Knicks aren't taking advantage of it.
But I think this is kind of part of the
I think it's a big
ups and
part.
downs that the Knicks had throughout the regular season. This is a prime example of it. Like, you kind of find an answer to a test that's worked for you, and then you get bored with it, and you kind of shy away from it.
That's why I'm giving the credit to San Antonio. I didn't see a revert back. I saw a team that made a concerted effort to say, the hell with what everybody's thinking. This guy's beating us. We gotta minimize him, and that's what I saw.
Understood.
A lot of crying last night about one particular moment. I call it a love tap. Some people call it a
if this
shove.
happened to Wemby, you would be so pissed.
Wemby to Chandler. Brunson did not appreciate it. But by the way, not even a foul. Nothing was called here.
Michelle, If
What?
somebody did that to Wemby, you would be irate
He barely saw
today.
him. He's so little. What do you want him to do?
This was dirty as hell. I'll be
Okay, well,
honest.
there you go. He's going to get this reputation. Honestly,
I mean, come on. I don't care
mind.
that there was no whistle on the play. If
Shaq said this is what he should
Boogie would be
doing.
arrested if he did this.
Hey, I do agree with that. If I did that, they would have probably ejected me. But I'm not mad at him.
There we go.
Get out the way.
I'm not mad at him, but that is
Get out the way, man. Yeah, I agree with
Shaq-
Shaq.
But that is a
Shaq-
technical foul, Boogie.
Maybe so.
It's no
but
foul,
it's still
really.
sending a message. At the end of the day, it's a lot of things that the small guards and the smaller defenders get away with when it comes to bigs. Sometimes you just got to get
That
them
ain't
out
what we
the way.
just saw.
Josh Hart got away
That's
with
what I
something
feel,
that's
though.
flagrant.
That ain't what we
That's
just
what
saw.
I feel, though. Hey, at the end of the day, you got to get them out the way. I'm not mad at it.
I agree with you.
miss
Take whatever results come
They
with
didn't miss it.
Yeah.
They saw it.
I think listen, I think it's a dirty play. I'm also okay with it if you're gonna let it fly.
Dirty? We considering that dirty?
He mushed him in the head in the middle of possession.
Boogie,
But that's just 'cause he's
anywhere in the
little.
world, a
I
man
call
put
that
two
physical.
hands on me.
I call it physical. I'm not going to call it.
You ain't-
We've
you're not-
seen dirty.
We're barking up the wrong
Listen,
tree.
you're not
over
putting
here.
two hands on me. I ain't pointing up at you.
All right.
I'm gonna go and get my. I'm putting two hands.
Well, he
in
should
your
have done
jersey.
that. He should have done that.
How about this? I think if it was a whistle on the play on the foul call and they reviewed it, I think it was almost a flagrant 2, bro. You can't
Perhaps.
push someone in the head like that.
I'm not disagreeing.
We'll never know, though.
It should have been some type of call when it came to this, but as a
Give
big,
credit where it's due. When
Yeah.
we starting to do a lot of dirty shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, guess what?
We talk about-
y'all called him skinny and
Hey,
weak
look,
for
look,
2.5
hey,
years.
we talk
I'm
about
right
the
here.
heroes being
Guess
soft and
what?
all
He's
this other
here.
shit.
Yeah,
Now we
get
over
it,
here
yeah,
complaining
give
about them
credit
being
where it's
dirty.
No, I'd rather him do this
I'm
than
okay
the
with
flopping
it.
in the
I
floor.
like some good.
Good, be afraid.
I love some good playoff basketball.
Get them
but-
off you, man. Get them
Yeah.
off. They've been
But-
fouling
This
the
is
young
up to-
fella, hanging on them all
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Hey, get them out the way, bro.
Got muscles now.
No,
Like,
that
look
ain't.
out,
That
people.
ain't it.
I think it's
That ain't it, but
I think
it's- but
If
it's
if
also-
he did this
it's
to
also-
OG, do we feel is it because it's Brunson? It's the short guy. If he
Nah,
does
it's-
it to OG or Cat, do we
Did
feel
anybody talk
different?
to Rick Brunson?
I
Is he
think
okay?
anybody in that position that gets shoved with two hands in the back of their head going down like
It's
that. I
also
don't
the
care
guy
if
that-
it's OG.
But
Cat.
by the way, Josh Hart also kicked somebody, and that was.
This is the same guy that also elbowed Nas Reed directly in the face. I don't think he's, I don't think he's
you know
targeting
why?
little guys.
Because he'd had it.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, we talk about them being soft.
I
He's
love
showing us
narratives,
over
though.
otherwise.
I love how we work on narratives, especially on this show when she's obviously
she's
biased.
Who's she? Who is
You're
she?
just an absolute homer.
You guys, I saw what I saw, and I just saw a
But
man
I will say,
asserting himself.
Say less.
serious note. He's got to be careful though, because this type of stuff will
That's
get you
fair.
tossed from a game, and then your team has zero chance.
I
So
agree.
like,
Yeah.
I like the physicality.
Who's tossing him from the game?
There's
The
a fine line.
NBA?
They didn't even blow a whistle, in fairness.
No, they want
He's not getting
They want
tossed, bro.
7.
Wow.
They want 7.
He's not getting tossed.
I want something. Guys,
We
it was
need
awesome. We still have a lot more show left to go because Mike Brown's not happy. We'll hear from him next when Right Back returns.
Run it up, run it back. Run it up, run it back.
San Antonio played great. We could have played better. There were a lot of things that we didn't do that we did in game 1 and game 2. But to go 24 free throw attempts in the second half, that's 48 for the game if you think about it the way that they called that second half, compared to 8. All the shots we took, we got fouled 4 times, roughly, for 8 free throw attempts. Again, I don't complain much. I never thought I'd see that in an NBA Finals game. And I saw it tonight.
So, let me ask y'all this. In what world is it written that the foul attempts have to be equal in a game? Like, I get that we look at it as sort of a gauge, but it's almost become like that's a fact now. They have to be similar.
I think it's
It
easy
don't
to
have
look
to-
at it at the end of the game.
Of
where you
course
see
it
this,
is.
this discrepancy of 10 or 20 free throws differently. That might piss you off. Honestly, as a player, I just wanted a consistent whistle. If I saw someone get away with something,
Did you see a lot of that? Did it feel
no,
like that last night?
I didn't feel like that at all.
Exactly.
And also, I felt like Jalen Brunson was hunting for the whistle more often than not, creating contact and looking for the flop. Which, by the way, what happened to the flop rule?
I think it was just a
They just
joke.
went away with that. Where
Yeah,
like, you get
it
like
never
a
really
T for the
happened.
flop.
Yeah, it should have
like,
went away because it
I
was
need my
it was
money
getting
back from one of
egregious.
those.
It's too
two.
hard to
Thanks
do.
for
It
reminding me.
It was getting out of hand.
The review on the box out last night, like Jalen, Shamit checked him, but like that was a flop by Jalen Brunson. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm
Aaron
asking
Castle.
you, like, is he right? Is he justified in his?
Well, I think a lot of times what teams just want to see is consistency.
Sure.
Like when you start having two-hand shoves and guys running full speed on box outs and just running you over and all of those things. You just want to see some consistency in the whistle. Now, there is no rule where the attempts need to be similar. A lot of times, and we continue to say this, the more physical team is going to get the benefit of the whistle because you show a referee visually that I'm the more aggressive team, and they kind of get numb to that. I think San Antonio does a great job of it. I think on the New York Knicks side of it, the fouls that they want are guys going out and seeking fouls opposed to getting fouled in the flow of the action. That's a problem that I have with them. And I think that's where you see some of the inconsistency with the shot attempts too. On the New York side, instead of going up and shooting legitimate shots, they're looking for free throw attempts opposed to that. And so some of those are there. I understand he's supposed to go out and fight for his team, but some of this is these guys going out and just playing a certain brand of basketball that just didn't get called with this group last night.
Is this just so also the refs for tomorrow's game
he's
are
politicking.
like, oh, let me hear that.
Maybe
For the
so.
whistle.
Yeah.
That's
That definitely sets you up for the next game. But I can also understand the frustration because there was a few plays within the game that I didn't think, should have been necessarily called. One stands out to me where they went to review it, and it was the hand clamp of Karl-Anthony Towns on Wemby.
Yeah.
And for me, being a big, when you see two bigs going at it,
Gotta let that go.
they're going back and forth. It's tactics that go within the box out. And for me, watching that replay, that was just some big man warfare that should have been let go. To go back and review it and to say he clamped his hand and prevented him from getting the rebound, I just can't agree with that, especially when I felt Wemby clamped his elbow first. So I think that's regular big man warfare.
BMW.
Exactly. As far as, fighting for rebounds, but to go and call out a foul, I can understand that part of being frustrated for the
Big
Knicks.
man warfare. I like that. I like
Not
that
what I
phrase.
was thinking.
Oh, what? Hold on, now I got to figure out what he was thinking. I'm
tell you
going to
at the
need a
break.
minute. Okay, tell me the break.
You know what else I like? When you review a play and you're right, you get a second one. You review the second one, you're
I
right.
know.
You don't get a third one, but you're right both times. It's the dumbest rule that we have.
You gotta
I don't
stop
like it.
somewhere, Chandler.
Well, that's actually
Or the
fair,
refs
too.
need to be better.
You're right.
Because you'll just be challenging every
If
single.
you're right,
as long
you
as
should
you got
dig.
one.
You let it rip.
No, you don't need 7 opportunities.
I think it's ridiculous. They were
It
right
is- it
both
does
times.
feel
What
weird.
if they have 7 mess ups though?
Yeah, 7 mistakes could be fixed in the
Because
final
this
And
is-
you're
game.
right all 7
Like
times.
in
This is
baseball now.
sports.
Keep it going.
Nobody is perfect in sports. If we start that up,
Well, in the finals,
It's
I need
gonna-
you as close to perfect as you can be.
I think that's fair.
listen, imagine these guys actually reviewing every time a player does this.
4-hour
Yeah,
games.
So if you write 4 times straight, and then everybody no, Florida.
Are we mad at
Florida-
4 hours of finals basketball?
If it's good basketball, no. But
Yeah.
if
This
it's
is
me,
great. This is
No, I
great
don't want
basketball.
I
I would
If it's
just
me-
rather it be.
This is great basketball.
I'd rather it be
I'm-
correct.
The only thing that's
It's
going
like
to
the
get us to
baseball
4
thing
hours of
now. I get
basketball
that.
is these damn reviews and fouls.
great
That's the
point.
only thing that's going to get us to 4 hours.
Understand.
But on the contact, though, on the whistle, it's also like the technical foul. They rarely get the first guy. They rarely get the first fence. They get the retaliation. It's
Trust
the same
me, I
thing.
know.
Fair.
Yeah, a resident technical foul guy.
Trust me, I know.
But I'm saying, I think San Antonio's done a better job being physical early, setting the tone where they are getting away with it. It's like OKC does the same thing. They're so physical early that they're not going to be able to call every single hand check, box out, over the back, because they're just relentlessly being physical. San Antonio Spurs are doing that to the Knicks. But when I watched the game last night, I don't think it was way off
didn't
with the whistle.
feel like
didn't
that
feel
to
that
me.
way. I've seen some games where I was like, this is
Of course
brutal.
it didn't for you.
Well, I don't know what to say. No, that was me being fair. I
I
really
don't
didn't
feel like it was like
that.
that at all last night. I really don't.
Nah.
Like I didn't wake up to that.
It was
this morning.
definitely some plays that stood out for me. But,
so weird.
One clamp over the back.
I
He
said
hates the
plays.
clamp.
Yeah,
Plays.
I'm not
I
really
didn't like
tripping
that
on
one
it.
specifically.
Yeah, I'm not really tripping on the refereeing in
Yeah.
this series. I think it's been pretty even, pretty good basketball. I don't want this to be a bigger thing than what it is.
Who's reffing tomorrow? Do we know?
Only in basketball do we
Foster.
care about
Foster.
this. Like, I don't see this in baseball.
Going to
football,
7,
nothing.
folks.
Only in basketball
The
do we
extender.
look at who's refereeing the game. And then we make
It's
them
true.
part of the game. I hate that in basketball.
You didn't do that?
No, I didn't care. I mean, I was going to get 10 free throws regardless. I
God, Lou.
don't care who's
I like the refs. I'd go out with the
You know
refs
why?
afterwards.
Because you're a butt kisser, and that's why.
Whatever. I never got
Facts.
texts.
Okay, well, that was my whole point. Okay, can we talk about the scene? Like, just it started in the morning. There's a wall built around the garden. Then you get in the garden, and it's like every other person is a celebrity. It was crazy in there last night.
real celebrities. In
Like
there.
real, like A-listers, bruh. Have you ever seen anything like that? Like, what is that doing to the nerves of the players? Anything?
Nothing at all.
I think maybe, again, like Darren Fox said, I think maybe a little bit of distraction just on your game day routine, like the fact that President Trump was there with the getting there early, the times of the bus.
How much of the game do you think he saw and then slept through? Like, is it 50-50?
He probably saw a quarter.
Yeah, it's good.
He left at 7 minutes left in the game. My point is, I think that became a little bit of a distraction just because on like your timing of your routine and like the buses were, there's three. What did you say?
I said if you want to talk about it, he slept the whole time.
I don't know. I didn't see him through the glass.
Chandler's on his Trump tracker, like, oh, guys, it looks like he just left.
Thought he looked great.
Let's just check him.
My point is that might throw off your routine. Like if you're usually shooting at 4:15, you're now shooting at 4:45. It kind of just jams everything. It's more of a circus. But like I thought that was like every time I'd go and I'd see Jay-Z and Denzel.
It was over the top last night. Like, it
doesn't do nothing for your nerves, though. You're a trained professional.
Well, Dylan Harper was like, I purposely didn't make eye contact with Jay-Z. Like the young guys that's their first real foray into that world.
Understand that.
I can see that.
Yeah, right? Like
I can see that. I can see that for you.
Or you just gotta go say like hi and address it early and then.
But we come from an era where he was at all the games when you were in New York, so
it's a great point.
Something that you got used to.
By the way, can we just call out the fraudulence of one DJ Khaled? Like, why are you there, bro? Why are you there? You were not New York. It was Miami.
Well,
he might be a jinx.
He is best friends with Fat Joe. And Fat Joe, so he probably found his way to get on that beach.
And he was gifted a puzzle.
He was literally on his
Did you see
phone.
that? Puzzle Rolex.
Can I tell you something about that? I love a Rollie as much as the next person, but do you know how obnoxious it is to put the handing off of a Rolex courtside at $1 million
No
game?
boxes and papers either. It was like straight in some little, it was a little fishy.
Little janky.
Shady is what I call
It was
that.
a little fish.
I don't know, but there was a lot to look at last night. It was overwhelming just from the TV aspect of it all. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll run it back on the other side.
Run it back, run it up, then run it back.
You buying that? We always start with Paul Pierce. It's just weird, but we're gonna start with Boogie. He says if Jalen Brunson wins the title, he's better all time than Kyrie Irving because he's never seen Kyrie lead a team to a title. Now we're just simplifying things, Boogie. You buying that? Ooh, ponder this.
I mean, if he wins the Finals MVP, I would have to say yes.
Okay, Finals MVP.
Yeah, it would take more than just winning it.
Kyrie didn't win it that year they came back.
LeBron did.
I feel like Kyrie was better that season.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't vote.
So I'm saying, I mean, some of the moments Kyrie have had in the playoffs and finals, it's hard for me to say that. If Brunson was to win the Finals MVP,
so what
I can agree with
for
that.
Me lately, we haven't seen Kyrie in quite a while, so that opens the door for
don't
these
take away what he's done.
It don't take away from what he's done, but I don't listen.
We do get caught up.
Compare culture. It's what is the relevance of us putting one against the other anyways? It doesn't matter.
That's fair.
I'll say it all the time. I think Kyrie Irving's better than Jalen Brunson. I think basketball. Like I have to trust my eyes. Yeah, like Kyrie Irving is Kyrie Irving is an insane talent. Like that won the finals run with the Cavs. I thought he should have won Finals MVP. So if that's going to be the kicker, fine. What Jalen Brunson is doing as the number one guy, as a small guard,
is he the number one guy?
Is insane. Jalen Brunson's definitely the number one guy. And if they win this finals, he's going to get MVP. We all.
I don't think that's true yet.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's true right now.
I don't know.
He's going to average 30 and he's going to get it. I don't care his percentage.
I think the number one guy is still in question.
We see how this plays out.
That is so not true.
Just because he takes the most shots?
Yes, he is the number one option. It's not even close.
But does that mean you're the best player or the most valuable player on your team just because you take the most shots?
I think
we don't know how these other games play out. Like
he's the best player on the team.
So if they win out right now, he's the Finals MVP.
No, best and more valuable right now.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I disagree.
Well, hopefully we don't get to that, guys.
I'm saying Cat so far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's an argument
but
for
that
Cat.
doesn't change the fact
he just had an 11-point game. He's not winning Finals MVP.
You're not winning Finals MVP with shooting numbers of 38% and 27%.
It's bad efficiency, I will say.
Guys,
You're
how about
not
we fix
winning
it?
the Finals MVP.
But you are
numbers.
averaging 18.
You're not winning an MVP with those numbers.
Are we having two different arguments? Because we're talking about the best.
I think the Spurs are going to win it still. So I don't think either of them are going to win
in this series.
Who's the best player on the Knicks right now in the finals?
Jalen Brunson.
That's not true.
See, that's fundamentally where we differ, I guess.
We just spent all week
2 days
talking about Cat and how great he's been
from the field, and he's inefficient.
So how's he the best player?
Because he's still carrying this team. He's still averaging 30. He's still their closer. He's still their best player.
He's taking the most shots.
Like when Luka struggles, he's still the Lakers' best player.
Luka ain't never shot 38% from the field or 20% from three, brother.
I bet you he has.
I bet you he has.
And we're not sitting here saying he's the best player in the series. You can't convince.
Who's the best player in the series, Boogie?
As of right now,
Series?
the best player in this series for the Knicks as of right now is Cat. The second best is OG. The third we can possibly go and say Brunson.
Possibly
Josh
Bridges.
Hart. Throw Josh Hart in there.
Josh Hart has played.
Jordan Clarkson was balling. You want to throw him in there?
He did hit a 3.
I'm not even trying to be like. At what point do we look at these numbers and they mean something? We talk about numbers. You talking about his points per game, but you're ignoring the rest of the numbers.
No,
that
he's
come with it.
inefficient. I totally agree with you on that.
This is more than being inefficient. If this was anybody else, we're talking about they need to get better in the offseason.
He's still getting 30s, though.
We're talking bad about Fox, who's got similar shooting numbers.
He's still getting 30s. Now let me say this though, we rarely agree, but I'm agreeing with you in this argument. However, as inefficient as he is, he's still getting 30s. But I think Cat is the best player for the Knicks in this series right now.
Guys, there's a lot of games.
That is my opinion.
There's still a lot of basketball left, and a lot can change. And again, I think those games obviously
It changes.
have a lot
Cat
of
comes out and
impact
dominates
on
the
the
next
MVP.
2.
Or Jalen Brunson can just shoot 50% from the field
Or
and
he
still
does
have
that.
his 30 and then run away with it.
I
There you
can't
go.
wait to see that stat line. You hold the MVP
I think if it
trophy
ended-
up.
if
That's the only thing that's stopping him from getting it.
37% from the
What
field.
would be a
They put it in-
Like,
they ended it.
get out of here.
If it was a 3-game series and it ended right now, I think Brunson wins it.
Okay, well, you know what? Good thing is it doesn't,
disagree.
and we've got a lot to do. We'll take a quick break.
Beadle don't want to hear it.
By the way, yeah, you guys are like
Spurs are
skipping
winning
over
the
a
series.
lot,
It doesn't
by the
matter.
way.
Spurs are winning.
Run it up, run it back.
Week stuff happened yesterday, you guys. Sam Presti had his end-of-year thing. It was like 100 minutes, by the way, but he was talking about SGA and the criticism specifically of his game. Quote, he's got 5 defenders, and the 6th defender is social media because he's playing against 6 people. Went on to say that he won't be the last player the machine decides to target, but no one will handle it as
one of the lamest
gracefully.
quotes I've ever heard.
That's some weak-ass shit, is what that is.
Beats going wrong.
You have to beep out
I'm sorry.
those
Beep
words.
it out. I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about
Wow.
that. First of all, not buying. Don't even bring that to my shop.
Are you new here?
I don't want to buy none of that. What happens is that when the honeymoon is over, like all great players, we love them, and then they have a certain level of success, and then we try to knock them down. Shai is going through that phase where people get a little exhausted of you just being successful and having your way. What I don't love is your GM going out and saying that you're fighting against social media. First of all, you shouldn't even be worried about social media. That's number one. So I hate the fact that they're even cued into what's going on social media or even care.
Of all teams, too.
I hate this quote.
Isn't
above
this
that.
the same dude, SGA, who just went at Dylan Brooks on social media and photoshopped?
Oh, the fun
no.
stuff.
Take Shai out of this.
No, I'm just
Sam
saying.
Presti said this.
But you don't think
But I'm
that
just saying.
he's having these words because SGA's mentioned the fact that this is happening?
I don't
How
think
does
so.
he get here?
Shai plays the social media game just as much as anybody else. I don't think he's having a social media.
He's
complaint.
speaking
I hope
in
not.
Drake
He's winning-
lyric
he's
riddles on
winning
Instagram.
people.
Like,
Because they're
Yeah.
above this, man. You guys are champs.
He do his thing on social media, and also
this is
knowing
weird.
Shai, like he
hate
takes this.
they
stuff with a
got
grain of
Jordan
salt.
McCain, who's on TikTok, and their youngest team, the interviews together, all on social media. I'm
Jared,
just
it's
saying.
okay.
How dare you disrespect that
What?
young man's name? It's Jared.
That's what I said.
No,
You said Jordan.
I did not. Run it back.
Run it back.
Run it back. My point is, this team is all over social media. So the fact that your
Come on.
GM is
Chase
now
Parsons?
defending. Hey, shout out Chase Parsons.
I like Chase.
Dr. P back there. This is just a weird comment from a guy that's killed it and probably been the
Love
GM
this.
of the decade. Like, this is just weird.
It sounds like an old person yelling at the clouds. Like, what, dude, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
you don't even go into that cesspool. You just let them live. Like,
I'm not mad at Sam. I do think it's weak, but he's protecting this product.
about
He's just fighting the fight today, Boogie. We out.
Hey, I rock with Sam. I wish I had a GM.
Do you
like
wish
that.
you were on this Knicks team in the final?
Hell yeah.
you lying.
Lies.
You are such a
outta
lying
here.
sack.
Now we get to the bottom of it.